Okay, Charlie, taking a look at your swing here. I think we had a very productive lesson on creating more distance with your driver with your current club head speed. We're trying to get that high draw. The big thing for you was in your setup and the angle of approach of the club into the ball. I've got you compared to Tiger Woods here. And this is after we worked and I was pushing you to start with your upper body more behind the ball, get the ball more up in your stance. Tiger's got a 3-wood or some sort of fairway wood, so he's not even as much behind it as he would probably be with a driver. And it's not quite as up in his stance. But you can definitely see how his head and his upper body's well behind the ball. And you're looking pretty good yourself there too. Wouldn't mind you seeing moving the ball position a little bit more towards your left foot. That way you don't have to feel like you have to push your head so far back. It'll be easier to get behind the ball when the ball's more forward in your stance. So it's big in the setup, but then what we also have to do with the driver is catch the ball on the upswing. We talked about how in TrackMan it's been proven the optimal path to hit the furthest drive for a driver is slightly inside to out, and also catching the ball with the driver on an ascending motion. So to do that, you have to swing slightly up on the ball. The first part of the lesson was getting you to close the club face. You can see how your grip looks really good. Actually, it looks a lot like Tiger's there. You can see in looking at the left hand, same portion of the logo. So we've got a better grip, and that's pretty much going to close the club face by itself. You may have to do a little bit of work of keeping it closed on the backswing opposed to letting it fan open. But the grip should really take care of the club face, and we shouldn't see any more golf balls slicing out to the right. So with your new setup, get the same backswing. See how you're well behind the ball. So the idea is to avoid lunging forward too much with your upper body. That would create a very low drive or a pop-up, basically causing you to descend on the ball. Keep your upper body back. You want to have slightly upswing on the ball. This looks pretty good here. Take a look at Tiger. And keep in mind his is even a 3-wood, so he's going to have a little bit more descending motion than your driver in comparing swings. And you can see how much he's keeping his head behind the ball across the line from where it started. You've crept up. Circle around your head. You have a tendency to get in front. This is a decent shot you hit there. It's pretty good. You can see how your head's in front of where it started, so that makes me nervous because you could easily move in too much and pop up drives or hit them really low. It's tough to get that ascending motion when your head's moved that much forward. See, Tiger's actually moved back a little bit. So the idea is to swing slightly inside out, swinging up on the ball. How you're going to be able to achieve that is keeping your upper body back, swinging up on it. You actually made a lot of good practice swings, so I'm confident you're going to be able to get the hang of this motion. And certainly the second half of the lesson, you started hitting a lot more good shots. Still not as many as we'd like to see, but let's give yourself at least a month to practice this motion. Get the hang of it. So once again, the idea is staying back, swinging up and to the right. And that's going to give you that high draw. And we know that the high draw is the furthest way to hit the golf ball. So we're going to maximize your club head speed. See how far it goes. If you're not satisfied with the distance after you start hitting high draws, then we could talk about ways to increase your club head speed. But let's first maximize your distance with your current club head speed.